Hi all, welcome to this 10 years at YouTube video guys, something I've been meaning to do for a little while and not had the chance really just due to work being super hectic. So let's jump into this guys. I would like to thank everyone that I've got to know over the 10 years I've been involved in YouTube. 16th of August 2006 was when I first uploaded and also started my channel. The very first video was Tomb Raider Legend. It was the last mission in the game, the Bolivia Redux level, where it's like a minute long, and at the time it was a little speedrun of that level because I did spend a lot of time speedrunning on the game in particular, and I'm very good at the game. I've not played it for about 3 or 4 years, but I would say I'm still very solid at the game. So that was my first video guys, and it was on very first channel, and then about 6 months later I started my main channel that became where I grew basically, which was Anax11. That grew to 8k subscribers up till February 2012. I had uni and everything else in it, and I did quite a lot of videos, and it grew quite nicely. I was quite happy with the growth and the stats and so forth. It became very popular for it. For doing RuneScape in particular. I was a big fan of the original RuneScape, and I played that with a lot of schoolmates and uni mates, and we did a lot of stuff on it. I was particularly known in the trading community, especially. I was very well known in the trading community, and I noticed a lot of the things that they tried to implement were things that I was quite known for taking advantage of, and I got a lot of good views from it, a lot of good interactions. People kept their eyes out for me. And I was also very engaging with the community, especially the RuneScape community. And then I eventually grew more into FIFA. FIFA, I started to kick in. I did the odd video through FIFA 7, 08, 09. And they weren't the greatest videos due to mainly what I was using to record. And then with FIFA 10, I started to focus more on clubs. I became quite heavily in the club scene. That's where I got to meet like Bateson, Marshall, all those guys. The clubs in the old days like Futsal, Substandard Liège, Team Beavers, Footwork. It was just Foregone Conclusion. It was all those great teams back in the day, and so many great nights, spending hours a night with like 10 guys playing. Some of them you knew, some you didn't, and it was just brilliant having those days and playing with guys like Bates and Marshall, and we all did. And because I was uploading the club highlights, it was great because folk got to say, "Oh, the team played well." You got great feedback, and that's from like your own team, other teams, people that were just fans of the club scene and everything. It was brilliant, and being so in depth into it on, like when I was sharing on the forums, on YouTube, social media, it was brilliant. And people were so engaging with the community, and it helped me out massively. And it was a great way to really upload all. In all honesty, I was just enjoying the grind, putting a lot of videos up pretty much daily, and it was just so enjoyable doing something that I enjoyed, which was FIFA. And I slowly started to ingrain more games. I was really big into Forza. I was in the serious Forza leagues and tournaments that there was going on, PES 6 as well. A couple of years before, like I was really serious in like the Forza scene. Forza 2 for about 2 years was probably maybe even 3 years to be honest, and it was so competitive where I was playing with, quite honestly, like the best players, and not just the UK but like the world. These guys were putting. And I was playing with these guys on pretty much a nightly basis. If I wasn't doing clubs, I was playing like Forza till like 12, 1 in the morning, just playing the grind. And having some great races, to be honest, with guys that had spent hours upon hours and hours dedicating their time to getting the right setups and everything. And it was just so enjoyable. And I made some great friends in there, and it was just such a great community, to be honest. Forza was another awesome community. And then it grew me into the F1 community as a result. I slowly got into doing more of the leagues because the Forza guys slowly started moving into the F1 community more. And I was always quite big into F1, but didn't really upload anything. I just kind of played it just for a bit of fun. And got into the leagues from that, and there was a few of the guys that were recording it, and they were like basically the hosts. The hosts were always recording the leagues, and it was just great being involved in them, and so many good moments and laughs. Made some good mates. Even still now, I've spoke to a few of the guys in there. Dan Rice, who does the MS Edge, he's a sound mate. Met him through the F1 leagues. But some great communities. But obviously now, since practically FIFA 12, I've really mostly been serious on FIFA with F1 as well, and I've had periods on the G is a Legend channel, which I had to start in February 2012. I had someone from Canada had done a ad bomb thing where you click the ads on your videos, and my ad revenues I was on holiday at the time. I was competing, and the ad revenue had went from about £11 to about £9,000. I was like, that ain't right. I thought, how can that happen? And it got addressed, but I sadly lost the case, and I had to start again, which was a bit of an annoyance. But it actually helped, because I kind of wanted to start again, because I felt the Anax name, it just felt not stupid, but it kind of felt outdated. And I felt I've been known as like G's Legend on the Xbox for about 4 or 5 years now, and I thought I'd rather go by that name. And because G's Legend had been taken, I became the G's Legend for YouTube, and it made it easier for me, and I felt it was quite useful. Name change. But going from that, guys, I was focusing initially on the channel for Team Fortress 2. I'd done a series like check your corners, and it was just a bit of fun, and I really enjoyed playing Team Fortress 2 as well. Got engaged with that, done Battlefield 3, done streams, that was kind of where I started to stream, really, in a sense. But FIFA 12, FIFA 13 were kind of like my golden years, I felt, where I was uploading solidly. FIFA 14 I had a complete utter break from YouTube and FIFA. I was just not enjoying FIFA whatsoever. I had about first couple months, I was solidly playing clubs and everything, and Ultimate Team, and I was just not enjoying it. I absolutely was just not interested whatsoever. The game just felt so broken for me, and I thought I'll have a switch off. And to be honest, I genuinely thought I was going to pack in YouTube then. And I thought I've been at it a long time, but I held in. FIFA 15 was a decent year. FIFA 16, to be honest, has been a good year. I feel it'll be over 4K. I know I've seen other channels grow exponentially over the last few years. I've seen all the small guys from when guys like JMX and Aneeson Gibb, Bateson, Marshall, KSI, you name it, I've seen them all start small, guys, and I'm still like a small fish in a big pond. But as I said, I've always done YouTube for fun, and if I ever did have a decent growth suddenly overnight, I'd be delighted. But I know fundamentally at the end of the day that YouTube should be first and foremost a bit of fun. It shouldn't be taken like in a life or death situation. It's there to enjoy, don't abuse it, and it's there to make friends, have a good interaction with the community. They'll be there to support you. You'll always find folk that will not agree with you, but at the end of the day, if you work with the community in the right ways, then it always brings out a positive aspect, I feel. Because the community's always been, communities across all games have generally been very solid. There is always also that small proportion that always seem to think different, which is not ideal. But I feel as a whole, guys, for doing YouTube for 10 years, I didn't genuinely expect it. I didn't think I'd be going at it for 10 years. Just to touch on some final info, guys, I aim to do 2 live streams, first being a 10 years of YouTube 10-hour live stream. That will be done in the first week of September, and it should hopefully go down quite well. And I aim to do a second live stream, guys, being 30 hours. This will be for charity. This will be for 30 years of the yard, my work basically. This is for them, so it'll be a bit of fun doing a 30-hour live stream. That will commence probably not long after it. Maybe give it a good few days or something, see what can happen, see what energies can be put into that. So 40 hours of live streams would be interesting to see how they do. It would be something fun. I've done a few long live streams in the past, longest being around 8 to 10 hours, and I've enjoyed doing them. So doing something maybe as long as 30 could take a lot out of me, but it could also be really fun in all honesty. But hopefully see what we can do, guys. Lots of encouraging steps to be taken just now with YouTube, and it's just a good fun hobby, guys. So I'm just going to wrap it up on that basis, guys. So hopefully you enjoyed this. Remember to sub to the channel, follow me on Twitter at GLegend. All the links are down in the description below, guys, with everyone involved that I've praised and thanked, like Bateson, Marshall, KB, everyone that I'm associated with. They will all have their respective links in the description, guys, so it's going to be quite a lot of a links fest. But thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all soon for more FIFA content, Formula 1 content, and everything else that comes out on the channel over potentially the next 10 years, if YouTube still goes for that long. Because I've definitely enjoyed this long progressive journey, and hopefully you have enjoyed it as much as I have. So see what we can do, guys, and I will wrap it up on that basis, guys. Take it easy.